90.1 FM WJOU is celebrating, and you're invited. Join the Praise 90.1 FM Anniversary Open House April 17th from 10 to 2. Tour the station, meet the team, and enjoy music, refreshments, and prizes.
Plus, you can record your message of praise.
It's our way of thanking you for being part of the family. Find out more at WJOU.org, and we'll see you there.
90.1 FM, WJOU, and we have our guest here. We're so excited to have a special guest in the studio with us today for a breakfast chat. We want you to join us on Facebook and on YouTube at Praise 90.1 FM, WJOU, for this amazing, wonderful breakfast chat that we're going to be talking about an event that's coming up right here on the campus of Oakwood University. So listen, welcome to Morning Joy, Esther. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So glad to have you here to talk about Alumni Weekend and some events that are happening, but primarily we're going to be speaking about one of them, but we want you all to know about. But there's so much happening on the campus of Oakwood University, right?
We are very busy.
Yeah.
Believe that, okay? We are very busy. We have so many things planned for everybody coming into town, and we're excited.
Right.
We are excited. April 12th through the 20th.
Right.
It's about to happen.
So it happens every year for a week now. We have a week of events that are happening for Alumni Week. Well, Alumni Week. And it's hard to not say Alumni Weekend. You know?
Right. I know.
So we call it Homecoming, what do we call it? Homecoming Week. We do, instead of Alumni, we just say Homecoming Week. But we do say Alumni Homecoming Week. But it's just so hard to say that.
Yeah.
But, okay, because we've been weekends for so long. But it kicks off when? When does Homecoming Week kick off?
Really, it's going to kick off that Saturday, April 12th.
Okay.
We are having a song service with community and friends at the Oakwood University Church. It's going to be a good time from 7 to 9. So, yeah, we're not used to it getting started that early and going through an entire week.
Right.
But, yeah, we're going to be there.
Yeah, there's so much happening. I mean, we were just looking at the schedule. If you go online to alumni.oakwood.edu, where they have where you can connect with Oakwood University, you'll be able to see the entire list of events. So many things are happening. So I really like that song service starting on Saturday on the 12th, where everybody can come out and sing some songs. Are there going to be any special group singing? Do you know?
You know what? You have to kind of be in the building. You got to be in the building. I think it's going to be a really good time. It's the first time that we're doing it. We're kicking it off with a song service, and it's going to be a great time for anybody who's in the area, for who's in Huntsville. Come on by.
Okay.
Really.
So some other things are going to be happening too, and that's why you're here to really talk about this other event. It's not number 2 on the list, but it's in the list because it's coming up on Tuesday. This is the Writers Gather, Reading, Writing, and Community, and this is going to be on Tuesday, April the 15th. Tell us about this.
So this is my baby, right?
Okay.
This is my baby. Writers Gather, we wanted to make a space for Oakwood writers, for people in the community to come in and really be surrounded by people who are excited about the craft, the creativity of writing. And so we were like, you know what, let's put that in the Homecoming Week schedule of events.
Yeah.
And so we are going to be talking this year. This is our second year doing it. So it's still kind of, it's not a toddler yet, you know, but it's still kind of new. And so this year we're going to be talking about finding your voice and other tools as a writer.
Okay.
So I'm excited.
So other tools, that kind of left me like, it's like a wide open thing. What do you mean when you say other tools?
Exactly. Okay. So you know, you can take a singer, right? We always know that their instrument is their voice. Well, for a writer, the instrument is your pen, and it's your laptop, it's your notepad, or those other things that we use as writers to get those ideas down. And so other tools, you have a thesaurus, you need a dictionary, you need whatever it is. And our panelists are going to be talking about what those tools have been for them. So we have 4 panelists, well, really 5, because we have a couple on the panel, but they'll be talking about about those things.
Okay.
How to find your voice as a writer. How do you discover yourself as a writer? Do you wake up one day and say, hey, you know what? I have a book in me somewhere and I'm going to find it.
Right.
Do you do that? Or is it innate, that kind of thing? Is it an idea that you come across later on in life?
Right.
But I think a lot of us probably do have ideas or things that we want to share with the world or skills that we want to cultivate. And so that's what this is really about.
So, when you talked about, when you say other tools, I know they got to be talking about AI because so many people are using artificial intelligence to write books as well. I know somebody who is doing that right now, and they go back, they write it, and then they get AI to do whatever it does on it, and then they have it read back. And I mean, is that a tool that they're going to be talking about?
So here's the thing. Here's, I'm pretty young, right? but I really do have mixed feelings about AI.
Okay.
Because it really has been this thing where people have been able to create entire books under other people's names. And it really has been very controversial. So I know that we'll be talking about those tools and things like that because, somebody, we had someone come on the campus and feature with a conversation about AI and how do you deal with AI, and we're in higher education and all these things. How do you deal with AI, the entrance of it? And the best explanation that I found for it was it's like a calculator. You have to use it in ways that enhances what you're trying to do, like a shortcut, but not doing the work itself.
Not doing the work, exactly. That's the point.
Think for you.
Yes,
but you shouldn't be afraid to use it as a writer. But you should use it like a calculator.
Right.
I think back in the day too, they were like, the calculator's doing the work for you. You can't really do it that way, and so you have this concept of showing your work, right?
Good.
But for writers, I think it could really be a great place to source inspiration, to source ideas, to rewrite things in a sense, if you want to add more warmth, if you want it to be more formal, if you want, it's really great in that way. So, yeah, we're going to be talking about all of that.
That sounds really good. I would love to hear the comments around that. So Writers Gather is also going to be featuring some authors, right?
Yes.
To really, really talk about the experience. Tell us who those, and I messed up one of those girls, one of the authors' name really, really bad. I was talking about this morning. Camille, what is her name? How does she pronounce her last name?
I have been trying to work my tongue around that with Clyde Z. I think it's something like that. I've been trying to get a confirmation for it because it's horrible. I don't want to. I don't want to mispronounce it. So Camille, girl, I'm sorry.
I know it. She's an author though as well. She's written a book, and some of the other people that are on your list for
we have Clinton and Sherry Lindo.
Yes, awesome.
They wrote a devotional book together for couples.
Wow.
Which I'm very excited about.
Yes.
I'm very excited to talk about that. We have Dr. Chandra Mountain, a poet, phenomenal. She's churning out books all the time. I don't know how she does it, truly. And we also have a former president of Oakwood.
Dawna Baker, one of our former presidents. What number is he? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
It's okay.
But I think it's like 10 or
books,
somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But so he has had, one of the things that he was excited about when he came onto the panel was to say, I've done all these other things, but I haven't really stepped into my experience as a writer on a panel before and been able to talk about that publicly. But he has had a long journey with being a writer.
Yes.
And so we're excited to have him in the room as well. He's written so many different books, articles. He's been an editor of a magazine. He really has done some things and he knows his stuff. And so we're excited to talk about that. Camille wrote a book, a historical fiction book, which is really, really cool. And so we're listen, if you have on your heart and mind to write a book, we have somebody here that you're going to be able to talk to and relate with, because you have so many different ways that you can go. If you're a poet, if you want to write a novel, a novelette, whatever it is, we this is the space for you.
Wow.
So we're excited to talk about that, to talk about the craft of writing. Our topic is finding your voice and other tools, but it's also about how to get started as a writer, how do you put your book out there in the world? Do you publish traditionally, going after the major publishing houses? Do you publish independently through Amazon? Anybody could do that. We can teach you.
Right.
And the tools that you can't do without,
Right.
And so they're going to be sharing their journey about how they got these books out, what the things that they've learned along the way, the lessons that they've learned along the way. And so, it's going to be a good time.
And this is the first time we've done this for an event here, or is this?
No,
it's
so
not?
this is
Okay.
the second time. We
Second
did it
time.
for homecoming last year.
Okay.
And so this is our second time talking about this topic. And because you know what? We have so many writers
Yeah.
and authors in the community.
Yes.
And we were like, you know what? It would be phenomenal to get them all into the same space. And so it's new, and we're still trying to get the word out there for people to know that we are here,
Right.
we exist, come on by,
Yeah.
But we really want to create a community. You can also join us online. We have a Facebook group community, and we're there to really uplift each other, to really talk about, hey, I have an idea for a book. I want to run it by somebody, or, hey, I just published my book. Y'all celebrate with me,
Right.
that kind of thing. So that's what we're doing.
Okay, so now you said this was your baby, this event. So are you a writer?
I am.
Have you authored a book?
Yes.
Okay, you got to tell us about that. Okay.
Yes. So I stumbled my way into being a poet.
Okay.
But yes, so my book is probably about 3 years old now. My book is called Her Purpose Unmuted, and it is a book that follows the stories of biblical women from the first time they're mentioned in the Bible to the last time that they're mentioned in the Bible. And I've been told that it's kind of like a journal for these women in the because
wow.
it's from their perspectives.
Okay.
And it doesn't include the voices of the men in their lives.
Okay.
No
okay.
harm to the
There's
men.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
No harm to the men. But my purpose was I really wanted to focus on their stories. I think sometimes when we think about biblical stories, we think about Moses as opposed to Zipporah. We think about all of these other people, Abraham as opposed to Sarah.
Right.
Well, what was it from Sarah's perspective? This was her life also.
Yes.
And so that's what I kind of did.
Wow.
I you know what? I didn't even set out to write that book.
Okay. How did that happen then?
I was in grad school,
Okay.
and before that, I was, just kind of, just drafting different things and writing and say, that might be interesting to write a poem in this way. And then so I just kept it up. And then when I went to grad school, it became my capstone project, and
Oh, wow.
I finished the book at that time. But by that time, I had written so much that it could be a book. And so, you know what, that's what I say too to people, because you may not even realize that you have material that you can turn into a book. If it's something that you're just passionate about,
Right.
that is a hobby, you might kind of stumble your way into being a writer, being an author, and that's kind of my journey. And so now that book is done, it was like, okay, what do I do now? And so really this event is also for me.
Yes.
But I'm an author as well.
So when people come to writers gather, what do you hope them to walk away with?
I want them to walk away feeling so inspired with whatever it is that they want to do. I think, yes, it is for writers, but it's also for creatives. You might want to come away from it thinking, you know what, I'm going to start that music project that I really want to do, or that's been in the back of my mind, or, you know what, I've been thinking I want to sit down and paint something, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be writing. It is for writing, and we do want to make sure that we get people who are interested in the craft of writing. But what I really want you to walk away with is your ability to do something that really matters, and your ability to be creative. I think, there's so much going on in the world right now, and there's so many things that we can be worried about and frustrated about. But I think what God has given us is that ability to really pour out something that is from the inside of us, and to be excited about that. And so I want people to come into the room feeling excited about what they're going to learn, and then walking out of that room knowing that they have gotten something valuable and that they can really kind of mold that into whatever thing that they're working on, whatever it is that they want to accomplish, whether it be a writing project, we hope it is. But if it isn't, you have been in a room of people who understand the creative process, understand the beautiful mess that is trying to find, something that you put your hands to, something that you can be proud of. So that's what I want.
Awesome. So this is open to the public, right?
Yes.
Okay. But it's part of the Oakwood University Homecoming Week events, and this is called the Writers Gather, Reading, Writing, and Community. So this is going to be happening on next Tuesday. And anything else we want to share about this event?
Yes, so it is next Tuesday, April the 15th from 2:30 to 3:45 in the Eva B. Dykes Library. That's our campus library here on the campus. And so, just come on through and also join us for the rest of homecoming. It is a week now.
Right. So many things.
Join us.
Yeah, we want you to come on out and join us for that. All right, so that's our breakfast chat for this morning. Thank you so much for being with me, Esther.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching out there. I know you're going to check into the video later on Facebook, on YouTube, where you can get more information about the event. Now, again, you can go to alumni.oakwood.edu to get the full schedule of Alumni Weekend's events. And, of course, listen to WJOU because we're going to have these events announced every day of the week coming up starting next week. Thank you again for being with me today.
Thank you.
And sharing the information about Writers Gather. All right, we'll be back with more music right after this.
Public service announcement. Please wash your hands. Wash your hands. 20 seconds and it's over.
If you're sick with COVID-19 or think you might have it, take steps to help protect other people from getting sick. Stay home except